Hey, what's up, guys? It's Celeb. I'm here at Pax South checking out an amazing game, Gigantic. I am here with the VP of Development, James Phinney. How are you doing, James?
Doing all right. It's early in the show, but it's always great to get to watch people play it hands-on.
Yeah, and it is a really fantastic game, and it's new. It's still in the alpha, correct? The art style is fantastic. The game, if you've never heard of it before, it kind of reminds me the game style of more like Smite. But why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about the game that the ones that haven't heard of this fantastic game?
So it's a very dynamic, fast-paced, kind of energetic combat game. It's not point and click. It's third-person shooter controls. You're running around. You're aiming all of your abilities. Vertical play matters a lot. There are characters that can do super jumps and jumping up to other areas. And in general, just height differences, watching line of sight in the game matters a lot. It's 5-on-5 team-based, and the goal is to defeat the enemy Guardian, which is a giant, 150-foot tall monster.
Yeah.
Both teams have a Guardian, and you work to defeat enemy players and also to control the map in order to power your Guardian up and get opportunities to attack the enemy Guardian.
Okay. Now, where did the idea for this game originally come? Was it just like, hey, we want to do something new, something different we've never done before? Or was there like an original, like, hey, we really like that game, I think we can do a better spin on it?
Sure. So for me, I came into the project about 2 years ago, and they had the kernel of an idea, which was they wanted to have a PvP game, and they wanted giant monsters in it. And weren't sure exactly the best way to kind of fit those things together. I'd had some things that I wanted to do for a long time. Years ago, when the original Team Fortress Quake mod came out, that was one of my favorite things. And that kind of class-based shooter combat, where you could have characters that played very differently, all intermixing in the sort of interdependence between them, not the kind of hard interdependence that RPGs have sort of codified with a lot of game types, but that hey, just this guy's got different strengths, that guy's got different strengths. Let's mix them together and use it. And so I'd kind of always wanted to do that. Even a few projects back, I was designing a game called Guild Wars 1. So it wasn't called 1 until we went to a game called Guild Wars, and we're trying to find new things in terms of class-based PvP combat there. And while we were working on that, I really kind of got this bug, but you're working on a project and you have to kind of commit to doing that. Exactly. Of like, it'd be awesome to take like a Mesmer and put him in a shooter. Yeah. To take like Guild Wars classes there and do stuff. So when I saw what the guys at Motiga had, it felt like a great opportunity to take some stuff that had been kicking around for better part of a decade and mix them together. I draw a lot from everything that I've played and from ideas from people on the team and their influences too. But a lot of what you see in Gigantic is an extension of design ideas from Starcraft, design ideas from Guild Wars, and just trying to take things that I've tried in previous competitive games and bring them into this sort of bright, bold, fun, bouncy kind of package.
Yeah. Now, one other question too, and I know it's early to kind of tell, but do you guys? Is there planning on being maybe like a side story mode, or is it going to be fully based on like multiplayer? And also, do you plan on supporting the game with different types of DLC, with like skin for the characters, new weapons, maybe in the long run new classes, which I know y'all might want to hold off on talking about?
No, I think I'm not supposed to talk too much about exact business model-y kind of plans, but we've said it's free to play, and we're going to be releasing new heroes over time. I mean that I think is clear, and then obviously you want to do skins for that and just all the kind of stuff that people can kind of dig into and really get attached to the characters they're playing, make some customization choices there. In terms of game modes, this is focused on being a PvP game.
Okay.
I think that there are important things to do to make it so you can sort of ease in. I mean, you guys just played your first game, and the progression that you had from the beginning of the game to later part of the game was really tremendous in terms of just knowing what was going on. But you do need to provide enough kind of offline play so that people can get comfortable and be able to do that, not in the crucible of like, okay, there are 5 really hostile other people coming over the internet to smash you in the face while you're still going, okay, so the skills are on left mouse button, right mouse button, Q and E. Yeah. All right, shift to sprint. Like still getting used to sort of the basics of moving around, and so need that. But really, the game is focused on being PvP multiplayer.
And last question. Now I know, and this is early, obviously, but eventually, has there ever been any type of thought of bringing this type of game to console? Now I know that PC really needs a lot more love than what it's been getting over the past couple of years, I feel. But with PlayStation 4, Xbox One, the consoles are finally starting to get into that streamline of like pushing out good games. Eventually, obviously there's always the question, would it work? Do you think that it would work really well on console?
Yeah. So how about I skip that first question? Because of course, if we were going to do something like that, we'd want to, control sort of how that message came out. I'll probably get people yelling at me if I answer that. But what I will say is this. We think this game does work really well on console. I mean, it's third-person shooter controls fundamentally. There aren't too many skills for a gamepad. Yeah. It is the case that one of our main gameplay programmers, just for fun, hooked up gamepad controls, so that he could do that at the office. And so a lot of us at the office have played it that way, and it's more than just a controller change to make sure that it works on different platforms. The conventions are different in terms of like aim assist and things like that on PC and console. But fundamentally, I think the game works, and so we're obviously always excited to have more people playing the game.
Awesome, man. All right, guys. Well, this has been a little awesome interview with James from Motiga. Make sure to check them out, and also you can actually check them out on Twitter. Get a little bit more information about signing up for the alpha. Thank you very much, James.
Thank you. It's great talking to you.